Hi there everybody, how's it going? It's Jessie Marie Does Stuff here with another video. And I know it's been like at least 10 minutes since I saw you guys last. Yeah. First things first, full disclosure, this video is entirely knitting. If you're here for the cross stitch, you won't find any. I was encouraged by Kelsey Leftwich. I can't recall her channel name and I don't want to botch it, so I will link it below. I was encouraged by her to share with you all my knitting projects, and so I thought that I would do that later this week. And then my cross-stitch video that I just recorded is currently processing. It's currently uploading to YouTube, and I thought, you know what? I'm here. May as well just do it now. So that's what I'm doing. I am going to talk to you guys about my current projects that I have on the needles. These aren't necessarily works in progress. I wouldn't call them active works in progress. A lot of them I haven't worked on in quite a while. But they are nonetheless some projects that I have that I will be working on eventually. I have a lot more to talk about than I really thought that I would. I thought that this would be like a 5-minute video where I showed you the couple of projects and then that was that. I'm going to insert a picture here so that you can see just exactly what I have going on over here. It's crazy. There's a lot of stuff over there. So yeah, I am just gonna try to overview these projects, just talk to you very briefly about each of them, tell you a yarn, tell you the project, and then any other important information that I might think of. These knitting updates are not going to be as regular as my cross-stitch updates. Maybe once every couple of weeks, and in the future I'll just update you on the projects that I have worked on as opposed to all of them. I'll just, keep track of what I'm actually working on. So, I don't want my channel to deviate from the cross-stitch focus, but I would like to nonetheless share my knitting, because it's another of my hobbies. So let's just go ahead and get started. I have one yarn purchase as of late. My purchases have curbed almost completely, but I do have this one. This is the Plucky Knitter, and it is their Primo fingering base, which is 385 yards of a superwash cashmere nylon 75-25 blend, and the colorway is Wintry Mix. I purchased this thinking that it was going to be a lot more white than it is. It's showing up pretty white on the camera, but if I zoom in close, I think you'll get that it's a little bit grayer. There's definitely some gray tones to it, and I really wanted like a good clean white, because I'm getting ready to do a 3-color shawl, and I wanted to do it in American colors, and I have a red and a blue, and I needed a white. This doesn't quite fit the bill. I will use it for something because I love this base, I love this yarn, but I'm looking at another white from Plucky Knitter that is also the same base, and it's the colorway Twill, and I think that is more of a clean white. So looking at that, possibly acquiring a skein of that here in the near future. So we'll see. It's not an emergency knit, it's just an idea that popped in my head, and I was like, you know what, yeah, I want to do that. So anyway, so this is a recent purchase, and it will probably find its way into a project before too long. Okay. I didn't even count how many projects I have, so I'm just gonna get started. The first one I haven't worked on since March, and it's not gonna look like much of anything. It's really just like 5 or 6 rows of a seed stitch. This is the February block of an afghan that I am knitting, and I can't remember the name of the afghan, but I'll have it on the bottom here. But it's basically based on nature. And I finished the January block, which I did not bring with me, because planning, why would I do that? But this is the February block. I'm knitting this entire afghan out of Cascade 220 Superwash, and I'm just kind of changing the colors. So this one here is Wisteria, and it's just 100% superwash worsted weight yarn. So nothing too exciting there. I haven't worked on this in a long time. To be honest, I don't love the pattern on it. It is 100% written instructions, and I think it would have benefited from being charted. So I'm contemplating charting it for myself, if I can figure out how to do that, to try to generate some interest in doing this, because I think it would be a beautiful afghan once it's done. You know, the afghans are like 12 by 12, and there's 12 of them, so it's a decent size afghan once I get it all done. But I need to crack down and get to work on it. So that's that. And like I said, I haven't worked on that since March, so that's saying something. All right. Next, we have a project that I really should be done with, but I haven't focused on it in a long time. And of course, I have tangles, because when you have this many projects and not enough project bags, things get a little disorganized. Bear with me for just a second. Okay. Yeah, right side. Okay, so this here I have shown on my channel. When I was doing the podcast, I showed it a lot. This is the Interview with a Vampire mystery knit along. The mystery is over. The knit along is over, and I love it. So the yarn is Rendezvous Infinity in the Lestat colorway. Pretty purples and reds. The shots of red are really short, so it's really interesting while knitting, because it's like, ooh, pop of red. And then it is beaded, like you saw there. Yeah. Love this. I am knitting the smallest version, because I wasn't sure how I felt about the designers. I wasn't sure how complex the patterning would be, and I'm really glad I did, because I am quite a ways behind already, or still. I've been behind for a long time, and I haven't worked on this in a while, so doing the small one was probably a good decision on my part, since I'd probably be way back here if I had done any bigger. Love this. Can't wait to have it done, to see the finished piece. This has been a lot of fun to knit. Each of the parts is really interesting. It's been a lot of fun. I would definitely do another Liligo pattern in the future. I really like her yarns too. The Rendezvous Infinity is her yarn, and it's been a lot of fun to work with. And I believe that this has a silk content in it, but I don't have the tag with me because I'm terrible about tags. So anyway, so that's that one. I need to get back to that one. I'm very close to the finish. Well, I'm not very close, but I'm close enough to the finish that I could knock it out in probably a week or two. So, need to get back to that. Speaking of a project I need to get back to, this one is really, really close to done. This is another mystery shawl that is done, but that I'm not done with. This is... that's the wrong side. Okay. This shawl is gorgeous. I cannot wait to have it done. Okay, so you see that beautiful flower pattern, and then we head down to the edge of the shawl, and then what I am working on is the lace knitted on edging, which is a new to me technique and fascinatingly fun. And so what we're creating are these little teeth, and it is lace, so I'm gonna hold it up against the wall so you can see. You see the large double yarn over holes there. This is a lot of fun. It takes a lot of work to do this knitted on edging. I am about a third of the way through, and thank goodness for point protectors, because otherwise I'd be losing all of these stitches. So I'm about a third of the way through. So this is all finished. And I've got all of this left to turn into those teeth. I think the pattern said that there's something like 97 of these teeth in total, so I have about 30 of them. So what is the pattern? This was the Through the Loops Mystery Summer Shawl Mystery. The designer is Kirsten Kapoor. Stunning genius. Unbelievable. I want to knit every single one of her shawls. This was such a joy to knit. I enjoyed every single part that when it came out. I have a bit of knitting ADD, and so that's why it's not done on time, but obsessed. Her patterning is just so just smart. It's just very well organized. She's so approachable. Love, love, love. So the yarns I'm using, the gray there is Plucky Knitter Single, which is a merino silk base. I can't remember the content exactly, but the colorway is It's a Twister. And then the blue is Madeline Tosh Merino Light in Esoteric. So that's where it is. Now it is, that's pretty close. That's close enough. I have a very messy ball left. Are we unraveling that much? Oh my gosh, I'll figure that out later. Love working with single yarn. Singles is where it is, for those who don't know, it's where it's spun, but it's not twisted together, so it's not plied. Let's see, do I have it plied? Yeah, so this is plied yarn because the singles were spun together or twisted together. Singles is just, I just love it. Love it. So anyway, really looking forward to having this finished. I can't wait to block it and be able to wear it. This has been a labor of love, just absolute love. And yeah, really looking forward to having that to be able to wear. Oh, the colors my brother picked out. And so I'm calling this shawl because my brother said so. I sort of threw together a pile of all my fingering weight yarns and I said, Matt, I need you to pick one. Or I need you to pick two. And he was like, the gray one and the blue one. Okay. So I did that. He's a genius. Just putting it out there. Matt, you're a genius. Okay. Let's go this one. There's so many choices. Oh, okay. This is something that I cast on because I was jealous of everybody else. And I wanted to knit one too. So, but after I cast it on and knit these first few rows, I didn't touch it because that's what I do, apparently. Okay, so this is the very beginning of the Geology shawl from Very Busy Monkey. And I am knitting it out of some gorgeous, gorgeous, beautiful, deep purple yarn. Kind of matches my shirt a little bit. And it is String Theory Hand-Dyed Yarn Caper Sock, which is an 80-10-10 merino cashmere nylon, 400 yards. Oh, upside down. There we go. And the colorway is Juice, which is gorgeous. Very Busy Monkey is the designer behind the Darwin shawl, the Geology shawl. They recently did a mystery that I can't remember the name of. But very popular design aesthetic. It's kind of like a sampler almost. It's like you start out with a band of this and then a band of that, and then progressively the bands get bigger because you're starting on the center and everything grows out from there. And so what you see is, let's see if I can get my needles organized here. Okay, so what you see there is the stockinette, just very basic stitches, and then closer to the cord there are seed stitch. So, yeah, I'm part way through the second band, and eventually I'll get back to this. Eventually. And that is living in my Kicks and Giggles bag. Very pretty. Okay, this one. This is my little skein in the big wool. This is my prairie knitter. No, prairie knitter. Little House on the Prairie. There we go. Bag that I got in a kit. And in here I have another shawl. Oh, in case you didn't notice, I'm a bit of a shawl knitter. I really like shawls. I have knit a sweater. I am always attracted to sweaters, but shawls really they just get me, and I just get them. So this is the old Shale shawl by Amanda Clark. And I am just about to start the third of four, I think four lace sections. The Shale lace you see there. And yeah, that's where I'm at with it. This is knit out of Knit Pick Swish Worsted. And the color here is bark, but I really want to call it milk chocolate because I mean it reminds me of like a Hershey's bar. And this is a worsted base shawl, so it's going to be warm, which might be kind of nice, you know, for the winter months. The reason that I cast this on is that there is a cross stitcher who is learning how to knit out there, and she has asked me for some help on some things, and so I'm always happy to help when I can. And she is knitting this shawl. And so I thought, you know, I'm going to cast it on too. And then we can sort of knit it together, and then if you have any questions, I can help you through them. And so far, she hasn't really needed my help. Hey, Kristen, by the way. She has run into some snags, but to be honest, I think that's part of the learning process. You know, sometimes you have to think back. Sometimes you have to rip out. Sometimes you have to start over, which is my least favorite thing in the world. But nonetheless, she's learning and she's doing good, and she's making progress. And so that's why I cast this on. The reason I'm doing it in this color is that this is the only thing that I had enough yardage for, and I still think that I might need to order another ball. Fortunately, this is commercially dyed yarn, and so it's easy to find. Not a problem. Hopefully I won't have any lot issues, but nonetheless, I really like it. It's the pattern. It leaves a little bit to be desired. It's more repetitive than I think it needs to be. The pattern is like 8 pages long, and it's unnecessarily so, but it's fine. It's a great pattern for learning knits, purls, basic lace. It's a really smart pattern for that purpose. So I'm taking a break on this until Kristen catches up, and then I will get back to work on it. I guess it probably doesn't need a bag if it's not an active project. So I'll just put that up there. Oh, sorry. And I'll put that over there. Okay. The next project that I started recently, and this was really, really just a start. This is the Martin Moss shawl, and that looks disastrous. So okay, so this is my tail end because this was actually going to be a sock, and I ended up taking the sock out. So anyway, it's really long. And the reason that I cast this on is that for Eat, Sleep, Knit, which is one of my favorite places to shop for yarn, they sell lots of hand-dyed yarns, as well as some commercially dyed, like the Cascade. Anyway, this year they are doing some badges, and so so you get points for earning these like achievements or whatnot, and these points can be turned into gift certificates or yardage for their annual yarnathon. Go Team Walrus. Woohoo. They are phenomenal. They're based out of Smyrna, Georgia, and I want to make a pilgrimage to Eat Sleep Knit to just go shop in person. But anyway, one of the badges is called Cast On Queen, and the goal of this badge was to cast on something with over 400 stitches. So over 400 stitch cast on. And this was 438, I think, 438 stitches cast on. And so basically it's a bottom-up shawl. All of the other shawls that I've shown you, with the exception of Interview with a Vampire, they start at the top and then progressively it gets bigger. And so when you have like a crescent-shaped shawl, you have a few stitches that you start with and then it grows, right? This one is a triangle-shaped shawl. And we started by casting on the outermost edge, and progressively will decrease until it closes up that shawl. So that's why it's such a high cast on, because you start with so many stitches and decrease down. So I cast this on for that badge. I knit a couple rows, and then this is a 2-color shawl, and I thought that I had a good color to go with it, but I don't, and so I'm going to have to purchase another skein of yarn to go with this for my Martin Moss. So that's that. And, okay. 3 more. We're almost there. This is something that I cast on that I'm really looking forward to getting back to. It's not going to look like much. And it's all tangled up. So I'm going to show you this the best that I can. Put the yarns down here. This is a 3-color. It's going to be a 3-color cowl. And I'm knitting it with Madeline Tosh Marine Light. This is Esoteric. You've seen this before. I had 2 skeins of it that I was going to knit a Follow Your Arrow by Isolde Teague, but I was so not prepared in the slightest mentally for that pattern. So anyway, I'm using a skein of Esoteric, a skein of paper, and then I have a skein of Sequoia, which is like a burnt burgundy red. So this is really an Americana colored design, and it is the Color Infusion cowl, I believe. It's color work, and I've only just barely begun before I put this down. So you can see there's blue and white, and you see on the back there all the floats. This is a crazy project. This cowl is really cool. It's got a really cool construction. It is 3-color, but it's reversible. So basically you knit this great big long tube, and then at the halfway mark, you switch to a different patterning. And then when you're done with knitting the tube, you seam up the 2 ends. And so you have 2 sides of this cowl, which I think is genius for a couple of reasons. First of all, you trap those floats so they don't get snagged on anything. Because with the colorwork knitting, there's the floats. It's just a part of colorwork. And it's also reversible, which is just so smart. So really looking forward to getting back to this. I cast this on, it must have been in February, if not before then. I want to get back to it. It is one of the knit-alongs. So alongside the badges for Eat Sleep Knit, there are these knit-alongs. And one of them is colorwork. And so I'd really like to get back to this to finish out that knit-along, because I have accomplished 0 of the knit-alongs, and I need to do that. I need to do that bad. So that's my Color Infusion cowl. All right, we'll go with the small one first. This is another shawl. I know, you're all surprised. And this is another mystery. And this is another mystery that is done without me. All right, this is my right side over here. Okay, so this is by one of my favorite designers ever, Alicia Plummer. And the shawl is the Thunderstorm shawl. So, and it's been pretty cool because it's like a band sampler again. Each band represents like different stages of a storm. And so we have the calm before the storm, and then the wind starts picking up with this like knit through the back loop. So you see the change there, like this to just start leaning a little bit. And then we have the big fat raindrops, so big lace. And then it gets crazy sporadic with this lace up here. And this, I think, is part 4, phase 5. Maybe, that I am on. I had a mistake, and so once I fixed that mistake I magically fixed it some kind of way. I'm not really sure how I did it, but I put this down afterwards because I hate making mistakes. It makes me uncomfortable. I get nervous when I make mistakes. I'm more inclined to rip a project out. Just saying. So once I fixed the mistake, I set this down temporarily. And I'll get back to it eventually, but for now, it's sitting. This colorway is not going to pick up because it sucks the color out of everything. The colorway, I am so creative, y'all. Madeline Tosh Marina Light in the Thunderstorm colorway. Yeah. I had these sitting around my stash, and so I decided to use it. It was fitting. So that's that. Okay, last but not least is the Behemoth. This is living in a not really a knitting project bag. This is a bag that came with my Michael Kors bag. And this is a gift for my mom, who watches my channel now, I guess. So, hey Mom, you're gonna get spoiled, or you can turn away. This is the last project. Oh, this is an Afghan for my mother. Ain't it pretty? Am I showing you guys the right side? I am. That's magical. Okay, this is something, oh gosh, it's so squishy. I forgot how much I love this. It's complicated, it's big, and it's heavy, and so it's hard to work on in summertime, but it is so lush. So this is the Hourglass shawl. See, I knit shawls all the time, everything's a shawl. The Hourglass Afghan, and I'm doing the throw size, which is the mid-size. There's a baby blanket size, there's a queen size bedspread size, and then there's the throw size, and so I'm doing the throw. And it's by Jared Flood. I don't know if I said that already. I am knitting this out of Madeline Tosh Vintage in the Antler colorway, which is like a cream, like a buttercream, sort of the color that I think of. Has some yellow undertones, mostly white. And I haven't worked on this in a long time, like I said, but I am looking forward to getting back to it. I just have to figure out where I was. It's got cabling, it's got lace, it's complex and interesting, and I miss this. I'm gonna have to work on this soon. I might have to work out where I was to sort this thing out. So, I can't stop squishing into it. That's lovely. So anyway, so that is my Hourglass throw, not shawl. And those are all of my works in progress. Gosh, this is crazy. I have got to finish some things. I have a couple of things that are close enough to finishing that I'm hoping I can try to force myself to power through and get them done. The blanket I would really like to have done by Christmas. Maybe I need to work that out. That's going to be my goal for the rest of the day, is I'm going to figure out what else I need to do, or what more I need to do to get that done. Yeah, that's pretty much what it boils down to. So those are all of my knitting projects. If you guys stuck it out, thank you so much. Much appreciated. If you have any questions about any of my projects, feel free to ask. I am more than happy to help. If you want to learn how to knit, I highly encourage it. It is a good hobby to have. It makes cross-stitching difficult because you want to work on your knitting projects as well as your cross-stitch projects, but it is a good hobby. It is comforting, and yeah, it's good. But if you have any questions, like I said, just let me know. If you want more details about the projects that I have here, again, let me know and I'll be happy to share more. And that's all I've got. This really is the last video I have for today, I promise. So yeah, I will catch you guys later.